Welcome students. So let's today talk about another very important chapter of economics, that is development. It is the first chapter of economics. What is development? The process in which someone or something grows, progresses or changes and becomes more advanced. Generally, development means improvement in the quality of life along with an increase in income. Development is a multi-aspect phenomena and it is of utmost significance to all economies. What are the various aspects of development? See, different peoples may have different developmental goals. Development for one may not be the development for other, and people tends to look at mix of goal for their development. Here different people may have different goal. Yes, the farmer's goal is to increase the agricultural production, a worker goal is to get the increased income from the owner, a student goal is to build his academic career. Okay, so different people are having the different goal, and sometimes the development for one may become the destruction for other also. See, this is not the right way of development. These are the developmental goals: income, good standard of living, satisfaction, equal treatment, freedom, security, ample opportunities and respect. These are the various goals of development. Okay, so only income is not the factor of development. You are getting a good income, but if you are lacking all these factors, so that means that your development is not taking place in a right direction. You are not in the process of development because you are lacking other factors. All these factors are collectively responsible to determine the development of any individual person. So we have just discussed that development for one may not be the development for other. One example is given: the construction of dam. The construction of dam led to the flooding of the surrounding regions and often led to the displacement of all those peoples who are living in and around the areas of dam. Okay, so the construction, the dam is providing the water for irrigational facilities as well as it also generating hydroelectricity, but at the same time it is displacing the people from their locality, from their region. So on one side we find that development is proving boon to someone and otherwise it is becoming bane for other. Okay, so development, the process of development should be such as it include the interest of each and every section of the society. If one section is benefited from development and other is not, that could not be considered and that could not be called as a right way of development. So people tends to look at the mix of goal for their development. Okay, example, if you get a job in a far off place, before accepting it, you would try to consider many factors. Yes, it's true, apart from income we also consider our family, the working atmosphere, opportunity to learn, okay, regular employment and a sense of security. All these are very essential. So before choosing the job, before accepting the job, apart from income we should also consider other factors. These are the factors which are responsible, which can provide us better opportunity to work. So these factors are very essential apart from income. So that means income does not only determine the development of any country. Apart from income, other factors are so essential. Now, national development. National development refers to the ability of a country to improve the social welfare of the people. National development, the development of the whole country, and it depends upon what? National development depends upon quality education. See, quality education, potable water, fresh drinking water to all, transportation facilities, infrastructure, medical care. These are very essential. Nowadays medical care has become the most important factor of development. Today the period of crisis is going on where the peoples are lacking the medical facilities, and this is not a sign of the development of any country. Medical care is one of the most important factor determining the national development of a country. Then how can we compare different countries? For comparing the countries, we generally take into consideration the income. Okay, but only income is not the factor. Other things are also very essential. But generally what we see that World Bank consider the development of any country only on the basis of one factor, that is per capita income or average income. What is per capita income? The total income of the country divided by its total population. We can find out the per capita income, and if the per capita income is high, that country is developed. If the per capita income is low, the country is considered to be less developed. Okay, so World Bank take into account only per capita income. Rich countries, those whose per capita income is 12,236 per annum. Low middle income countries 1,840 per annum. Okay, per capita income, and if less than 1,005 per annum or less, that is low income countries. Okay, this is the calculation made by World Bank. And nowadays, okay, on the basis of per capita income, World Bank has divided all the countries of the world. Listen carefully. Okay, on the basis of the per capita income, World Bank has divided all the countries of world into 4 groups: low income countries, lower middle income countries, upper middle income countries, and high income countries. So if per capita income is less than $1,035, that country comes under low income group. If the per capita income is between $1,036 to $4,085, that country belongs to lower middle income group. If the per capita income is between 4,086 to 12,615 per annum, that country belongs to upper middle income countries. And if the per capita income is more than $12,615 per annum, that country is high income countries. So remember this. Okay, on the basis of per capita income, World Bank has divided all the countries of the world into 4 groups: low income countries, lower middle income countries, upper middle income countries, and high income countries. Our country India, okay, is in a group of lower middle income countries. That means the economic condition of India is not so good as compared to other countries of the world. Then Human Development Index. Human Development Index is a statistical tool used to measure a country's overall achievement in its social and economic dimension. What is the social and economic dimension? That are based on the health of people, their level of educational attainment, and their standard of living. So standard of living, education, health are very essential to determine the human development of any country, to determine the Human Development Index country. And for your general knowledge, you should know that it was the Pakistani economist Mahbubul Haq who has created Human Development Index in 1990, which was further used to measure the country's development. By whom? By the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. And every year, UNDP ranked countries based on the HDI report released in their annual report. Every year, the UNDP released its annual report where we find the ranking of the different countries, rank given to the different countries on the basis of their Human Development Index. And every year our country used to get very poor rank in Human Development Index. Still we are lagging behind the other countries in the field of health, in the field of educational attainment, as well as in the field of the standard of living. See, these are the various factors of Human Development Index: literacy rate, infant mortality rate, access to clean drinking water, standard of life, body mass index, life expectancy, health facilities. These are the various factors that determines the Human Development Index of any country. Now, what is sustainability of development? Today, this is the need of for all the countries of the world. As more and more development happens, more and more resources gets used up. The resources used for development may be renewable resources or non-renewable resources. We have limited stocks of non-renewable resources that are lost forever once used. So sustainability of development means the judicious use of the non-renewable resources so that the posterity, coming generation, could also be able to make use of the resources for their development. Okay, use of renewable resources like groundwater faster than what nature can restore can lead to their scarcity. Obviously. Okay, our earth produces enough to satisfy everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. This is the famous quotation of Mahatma Gandhi, which is relevant still today. Okay, So we should use the resources according to our need, not according to our greed. Excessive utilization of the resources may prove disastrous to us in future. So the concept of sustainability of development comes in here. It means the development which does not harm the environment. Yes, that is very essential. Today we are destroying the environment and laying the foundation of development. The development at the cost of environment is nothing but a destructive development. And that development which led to the destruction of us in the long run. Okay, so sustainable development means the development which does not harm the environment, and the recent development does not overlook the needs and requirement of the future development. We have to consider the needs and requirement of the future generation also. This earth does not belong to us only, the earth belongs to the future generation also. Okay, so we have no right to fully make use of all the resources. We have to save the resources for our future generation. Sustainability of development involves more efficient use of our existing resources, finding fresh reserve of resources, and coming up with innovative ideas and technology to use new resources in place of conventional ones. Okay, so sustainability of development or sustainable development is very essential for every country of the world in order to increase the lifespan of our earth. Okay, thank you.